You're in Braves country.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try to be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub cup. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Brave. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallant.
This time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Well, the season's finally here, and the players...
Hey, football fans, you ready for the gridiron? Thursday and Friday mornings, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be talking college and NFL football, the point spreads, fantasy football advice, and more. Want to catch it live? Become a Country Club member today here on Braves Country Radio. We'll make the replay available to the public later on that day, as we're being broadcasted nationwide on independent radio stations. As a member catching it live, you can ask your questions. We'll answer all. Point spread advice, player props, your fantasy football questions. It's the Armchair Quarterback Show, Thursday and Friday mornings this fall here on Braves Country Radio.
He's the armchair quarterback. He's full of beer and he's full of snacks. The all-American man.
Hey, Braves Country, Armchair Quarterback Show, Thursdays and Fridays. We do NFL and we do college football. Before the season starts, we're doing futures, and here's a little bit of what you may have missed on Thursday. We did not bring you the whole show because it's about an hour long, 9 a.m. You can catch the replay, but if you want to catch it live and ask questions, whether it's sports gambling or fantasy football advice, you got to watch it live. You got to be a Country Club member. Here we go, the Armchair Quarterback Show from Thursday, Bobby and Mac.
Well, the season's finally here, and the players...
All right, Bobby. So when we're talking about the National Football League, and I think we'll do the fantasy segment as the last segment, but when we're talking about the National Football League, I think it'd be smart for us to start off with the NFC South, considering this is Atlanta Braves Country Radio. That's where the Falcons are at, and get an idea of where we're going to be for 2025. And by the way, tonight you do have some preseason games. There's 3 of them. You got Colts and Ravens on the NFL Network, Bengals and Eagles, and I believe that's just locally. And then there's a doubleheader tonight, Raiders and Seahawks NFL Network. Or you can sit around and watch pretend football. Some people will, some people won't. I'm not going to beat you up if that's what you're going to do. Not going to beat you up if you're not going to watch it. But it is out there, and it's a full slate of NFL preseason this weekend. The Falcons, who we're about to talk about, are at home against the Lions on Friday night. Friday night, you have 3 games. You have the Lions and Falcons, Browns and Panthers, which is on NFL Network, and then Commanders and Patriots. And then Saturday is everybody else I didn't mention. They are playing on Saturday, except for the Dolphins, Bears, Saints, and Chargers. They play Sunday. And that is an NFL doubleheader, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. I'm a little surprised they didn't do a night game, but that's what they decided to go with. Okay, first one on the docket. Where do you want to start off with here on the NFL stuff? You want to do the Falcons first? Or
Yeah, we can start off with the Falcons, considering we're a show based in Atlanta.
All right, Falcons. What is the big takeaway for you coming into this season with the Atlanta Falcons? Kirk Cousins, backup quarterback, question mark, or does he get traded?
I know the contract situation with Kirk Cousins, paying that much for what looks to be a backup quarterback right now doesn't seem ideal.
It's insane!
Yeah, it's crazy. But I do like the upside that the Falcons have in terms of, they have Michael Penix. If the season starts off slow, if he looks pretty rough to get things going, they have Kirk Cousins to fall back on, who I've never been a huge Kirk Cousins fan, especially in his Minnesota days. I was kind of on the contrary to most people. I didn't think he was all that good, but he's a veteran quarterback with lots of experience, and he's still around a league average quarterback. So if things don't start off great for the Falcons with Penix at the helm, falling back on Kirk Cousins isn't bad at all. So I like where they're at. And in terms of the betting line, I don't know what you saw them at. I had them at 7.5 was the line. That was
I probably should mention that as we start. I'm just assuming we all see the same line.
Yeah.
I'm taking mine off of covers.com. That way it's not skewed by the Florida betting app, Carolina, Tennessee, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I've got it off. What I have is a minus 140 for the over and a plus 110 for the under. So for folks who may be new to football betting, what that means is you're getting plus money if you bet the under, which means they think in all likelihood they probably go and get the 8th win. So if you take the under, you're going to – so what the plus 110 means, really easy.
you bet $100, you win 110. If you take the 140, you have to bet $140 to win 100. And that's the easiest way to explain it.
Yep.
7.5, and I'm going to hit you with the schedule real quick, and
Sure.
we'll do these pretty quickly. I'm not going to sit here and just go over and over an entire schedule, but to get it started out real quick, because this is the Atlanta Falcons, we'll probably do this with the Titans and the Jaguars, but the rest will just kind of skate through. You've got Tampa Bay, obviously a division. I'll tell you what, I'll take the divisions out of it.
Sure.
We all know who they're going to play in the division: Tampa Bay, Carolina, and the Saints. They're going to play 6 games, home and home. They do start the season off with Tampa Bay, but they are at Minnesota, at home against Washington, at home against Buffalo, at San Francisco, at home against Miami, at New England, at home against the Colts. They play the Jets and Seahawks at home. They are at your Arizona Cardinals, and they are at home against the Rams. Anything that I didn't mention were division games.
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid slate. I wouldn't say that it's unbearable, but it's a solid slate to play the AFC East, obviously. Where do you have them? Over, under 7.5?
I have them at over 7.5. That out of division schedule sounds a little daunting at first, but towards the back half of the season, it definitely softens up quite a bit. And yeah, I'm a fan of what the Falcons did in the offseason, obviously adding 2 edge rushers in the first round of the draft with James Pierce and Jalen Walker.
They were down near the bottom of the National Football League on pass rush.
Yeah. So that was a much needed addition.
Pressure on. Forget the sacks. They weren't putting pressure on anyone.
Yeah. So that was much needed. And yeah, I like the quarterback situation. I know it's not ideal with the contract with Kirk Cousins, but being able to fall back on a veteran quarterback like him if things aren't working out is always good. So I think they'll get that 8th win. I think they'll go over 7.5.
I do too. I think they're going to be competing with the Buccaneers, and a dark horse, if you want one, is I'll be interested to see how the Carolina Panthers carry their momentum over into 2025. I'm not ready to put my neck out on a limb and say that they're going to go on and win the division, but they've got a gettable number. We'll talk about them next. I want to say if I'm taking the Falcons, and that's why I like this bet quite a bit. So you're saying you need to get 8 wins in 17 games. I think there's a strong possibility that they could be flirting with 10 wins.
I don't hate that. Yeah.
And probably 9's more realistic. 9 and 8 might win you that division.
It could. It very well could.
And that's no knock against any team in that division. They're just they're not. You've got 2 teams and possibly a third one that could be pretty good football team. And I don't think the Saints are going to be very good. But
I think we can rule them out pretty early.
I think they're in the middle of growing pains. They didn't really have they didn't go all in on a quarterback. Yeah. They waited, and they might be waiting to play around with the quarterback idea for 2026, which is a good draft class. Bobby follows the NFL draft quite a bit. Are you still doing your videos for the?
I'm not much anymore. Obviously, with the new addition to the family, it takes up a lot of my time. I still follow the draft very closely. I just don't quite have the time at the moment for the videos on top of it.
Well, maybe we can figure stuff out about that down the road. And,
sure, yeah.
But anyways, Bobby does follow the draft very closely, and this upcoming 2026 quarterback draft is supposed to be a really good one. I think we're in agreement. I'm saying 10 wins. How many wins do you have for them?
I think 8 or 9. I would say. I think it'll be they'll stay in the.
So if you were getting plus money on 10, you would bang the under.
Yeah. I'm not going as high as 10. I think 9's realistic, but I would say the safe bet at 8 or at 7.5. I know you're getting only.
Yeah. I'm just saying I guess when I'm laying these out, what I'm saying is I'm telling the people, because it's easy for us to say over 7.5 and move on. But the other idea that I think fans might be out there thinking about is, well, how close is it going to be? Am I taking them and I'm going into the final season and they're nothing burger games and I'm pulling for their third string quarterback because Kirk Cousins has already been traded to drive the field and win my money. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. All right. So we'll move on from the Falcons. The next team we'll do, let's go ahead and do the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
They are probably perceived, if they're not the division favorites, then they're neck and neck with the Falcons, right? And what I've got with the Bucs, and this tells you that they much more believe in Tampa Bay, and some of that might have to do with the fact of the quarterback stability. You do wonder if losing their offensive coordinator to Jacksonville as the head coach, does that hurt them at all? I don't know. I still believe that Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback. Maybe that's more of a fantasy football question than it is an actual wins and losses question. You got to figure there's going to be some hit taken when you're losing the guy that orchestrated that offense for the last few years, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, losing Cohen, that's a tough loss. But they still have the core of that offense with Baker Mayfield, of course, a quarterback. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin are still around. And then they added Emeka Egbuka, and I really like that pick. I think he's going to do great for the Bucs. I think him and Mike Evans paired together, at least for the time while Godwin's out. I think that's going to be huge. I know Tristan Wirfs, he's been dealing with some injury problems, but he'll probably be back a few games into the season. That defense, of course, we know how good that is. So I think 9.5. I'm going to go over as well on them. I think they're going to hit double digits wins this season.
You definitely have them winning the division then, because if you're saying you're kind of on the fence with Atlanta, getting to 10, but you definitely have them winning 10. And real quick with Tampa Bay, I'm just going to hit what Tampa Bay is going to be dealing with in their schedule. Obviously, they're playing their divisional opponents. But you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you look at the schedule that they have coming back. Now, granted, they did lose their offensive coordinator, but they return essentially the same team.
Yeah.
Obviously, every team has attrition over the year. But you look at the big ones, other than the fact that I do want to point out that first game of the season is huge in that division. The Bucs are at Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that's big on both ends. It's very rare you get that, and I don't even like it, to be honest with you. This is the equivalent to me of like opening day, put the Braves up against the Phillies. What are you doing, right? Like let teams kind of get their feet wet. But that's how they're doing it. Outside of that, the stumbling blocks. They are at Houston the following week on a Monday night. But more importantly, they host the Eagles September 28th on a Sunday at home. At 1 o'clock. They are at Seattle the following week and then host the 49ers. That's kind of a tough 3-game stretch. Not sure what Seattle's going to have this year, but they did. A lot of folks aren't going to like this, but I felt like they improved the quarterback room. I still think that the Raiders took a huge gamble on Geno because he seems like he's going downhill. But we'll see if he can be rejuvenated, because I do like the coaching staff in Vegas. But outside of that, they are at Detroit right after that. So that is a 4-game stretch where we'll even take Seattle out of it. But you've got Philly, San Fran, and Detroit.
Yeah,
and
those are some tough teams to go up against, especially in a row. And I think there could be some value at around like the middle of the season mark, or maybe a little bit earlier, of seeing what the line is what the line is for the season win total at that point in the season, and maybe going with the over then, because you might get a better number at that point. You might get 8.5 or 9.5, or it's already at 9.5, but you might get like 8.5 or something, maybe even lower.
Yeah, I think that. And by the way, right after that, they host New England and go to Buffalo and go to the Rams. Yeah. So they have stretches in their schedule where it's kind of difficult. I felt like that the Atlanta Falcons schedule we just went over was a little laid out a little more evenly.
Yeah,
they play division games in bunches, and then they play the outer division games. And of course, because they went to the playoffs last year, their schedule's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. Well, and fortunately for these two teams at the top that we think are going to be at the top of the NFC South, they get to play the Panthers and Saints twice a year. So that's definitely a big boost to their win total.
Yeah, all in all, I think you're talking about a team that's going to be teetering right there on the over under on the 10.
Mm.
So it's pretty much even money. It's minus 105 over, minus 115 under. So there's a slight edge to the under number, but not much to write home about.
Mm.
It's probably a stay away for me, but if I was going to grab it one way or the other, though my heart tells me, hey, Tampa Bay's probably going to find a way to do it, I would probably lean the under, just because, once again, I think 9 wins may win this division.
That's true.
And if they get to the end of the season and they're at home against Carolina and they don't need that win, and Carolina's still trying to improve because they've got nothing to lose at that point, that's going to be a tough one.
That's true.
I will say this: they've got an easy stretch the back half.
Yeah,
they're at home against New Orleans. They get Atlanta again. They're at Carolina, at Miami, and they get Carolina again.
Ooh.
Little odd that they stack all those games together like that, but that's what they're doing.
Well, if we think the Falcons are going to hang around and be as competitive as they are, I think that works out well for the over with the Bucs too, because it'll force them to kind of play hard in that Week 18 game against Carolina.
Unless Michael Penix goes down and Kirk Cousins is out there throwing interceptions left and right in the next game. All right, but I can see that. I can see that. What I'm a little more interested in the overall numbers is, and we'll get to that in a second, but to win the division and to go to the playoffs. The next one that we have, we'll go ahead and tackle the Carolina Panthers. They're over under 6.5 at minus 140 on the over, plus 100 on the under. Where do you like this?
I'm leaning the under here. I assume it's 6.5, right, for you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go under with them. It's still, when I look at that team top to bottom, it's still a pretty poor team overall. I do like how Bryce Young played towards the back half of last season, and I know you mentioned carrying that momentum over into this season. I think there might be a little bit of carryover there, but ultimately this team just isn't a very good team. And I'm not too over the moon with what they did this offseason. I think McMillan's solid, but I don't think he takes that receiver room to the next level. It's just overall, I'm looking at it top to bottom. It's just not a very strong team. I like what I saw from Bryce Young. He's definitely turned it around from where he was at getting benched to where he is now. But I don't think it'll be enough to hit that over mark for them this season.
I think the offense is going to be a little more exciting for the Panthers. There's some upside that I can see, much more in a fantasy football type of deal, because they're going to put up points. My question is, what is the defense going to do? Yeah. And has Bryce Young truly turned the corner, or was it just a flash in the pan? That remains to be seen. But I will say this: I felt like when I saw him down the stretch last year, it was a much better version of a quarterback than I thought he was ever going to be. Because when he first came into the league, and a lot of it has to do with his size, I thought he was being overwhelmed, and maybe he just wasn't coached well in that first year. But I felt like he became last year one of the better young quarterback prospects. He hasn't quite kicked the door through. One of the better young quarterback prospects that you could make arguments on other quarterbacks that may be a touch older or younger on whether or not you would set your franchise with him or others. And there's a lot of people that would pick him over guys that some folks may be surprised by, just because his decision making became much better, became much more accurate, and some of that I'm sure was just getting used to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And it came as a shock to me because, when he got benched early in the season last year, I thought it was going to be, at this point, we're going to be talking about him as one of the biggest busts in NFL history. But especially because of the factors of being something that he can't control. He's not a big quarterback at all. He doesn't have a lot of crazy athletic tools or anything, and he's just a smaller quarterback. So I thought this was something that you couldn't coach us out of him. This is something that's it's just inherent to who he is. He really got better as the season went on when he got that starting job back. And he never gave it back after that. And here we are talking about him as I wouldn't say one of the better young quarterbacks in the league, but a decent one, and one that has a little bit
I think
of
he's someone that if he were on my team, I would be excited about the 2025 season.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be going, oh God, here we go again.
Yeah.
Will Levis, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he is a guy that I'm like, I'll tell you something else that I thought that he improved drastically with too, willing to take off and run. Because he wasn't doing that in the beginning of his career. And he doesn't have elite speed, but he's crafty and he can actually get down the field. And if you can do that and put pressure on the defense, then everything else starts opening up. And I thought that they did a great job in the draft, getting him more weapons. And Chuba Hubbard is once again going to be one of those workhorses. And I just thought, I think across the board, the offense is going to be fun, but 6.5 wins. I'm with you. It's plus money.
Yeah.
The question is, if I'm taking Atlanta to win more than 7.5 and Tampa to be right there at that 9-win mark.
Yeah.
If I take Carolina to go over, then I'm telling you that the Saints are going to win like 2 games.
Yeah. Well, and you're also counting on the Panthers to win a bunch of out of division games, which I'm not sure is all too likely.
So they would have to get to 7-10. I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to take the over.
There you go.
I think they get to 7 wins.
Okay.
I think it's going to be like a 3 teams going down the back stretch, going 3 wide in the corner. And I don't think they come out as the division winner, but I can see them with 7 wins. I can see the Falcons with 8 or more, and I can see the Tampa Bay Bucks somewhere around the 8-9 win mark.
Yeah.
And they're all going to make each other's lives a living hell.
Well, you mentioned the Saints having to win about 2 games for that to be possible, or for it to be just probable at least. And I can see that as a good possibility too. I think the Saints are going to be a punching bag this year for just about every team they play.
By the way, their over-under is 5.5, so we can dive into them as well.
I'm happy to go ahead and get right into it. And with what I'm saying, I think you can gather that I'm taking the under here. I think 5.5 is way too high for them. I would even go under 4.5. It's a poor team. They're in a tough situation with Derek Carr's late retirement. So they're stuck with Spencer Rattler at quarterback, who I'm not totally opposed to seeing how that goes, but I don't have a whole lot.
Drafted Tyler Schaff, who I think is actually going to get the win. I think he's going to be the starter when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think.
But at the beginning, you're right. It's going to be Rattler.
Yeah, I think that they, given the position they drafted him in, it's possible that he ends up starting this season. But I don't have a whole lot of faith in him as a player, and truthfully, that team as a whole is it's poor. Both of their tackles as well are really young guys that were drafted in the last couple of years. Poor quarterback situation.
I hope they don't come out playing well because they're at home against Arizona in week 1.
Yeah, if we lose that game, you'll be hearing me yelling about firing everybody at that point. So I can see the Saints.
Usually most of these games come down to 1 possession, so don't keep your head out of the oven just in case you lose the game. It's not the end of the world.
I'll try not to be too reactionary. So, but I think
I will try to be the exact opposite.
Yeah. I think the Saints have a good possibility though of getting the number 1 pick next year and being the worst team in the NFL. So I don't hate picking 3 teams to go over this year in the NFC South because it would mean the Saints are
going under. And I think that 5.5 is mainly because you don't get them much higher. I don't know if I've ever seen a 4.5 since they've expanded the 5.5. That just tells you that they believe they're one of the worst teams in football.
I think they're right.
And I'm looking at their schedule. I don't see a lot of wins. I really don't. And I know they're going to win some games because every NFL team does.
Sure.
It'll probably be at the Titans in week 17. You just look at it week in and week out. Spencer Rattler, he showed flashes last year from time, but he's not it. I do think Tyler Schaff is going to be a viable starter this year. I don't think he's necessarily the future of the franchise. But he's a guy that you can bring in, see what he's got, and then you'll be ready for the draft next year, and you'll probably get one of the top picks.
Yeah. Well, and I know he's a rookie, but he's pretty much already in his athletic prime because he's about 26. So.
And realistically, that's all you need because, first of all, you didn't draft him in the first round, so you're not paying him big money.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can use him for the duration of his rookie contract and still draft someone next year and just have a competition. And if nothing else, you might have yourself a good backup.
There you go.
You know, that's not really the case in Tennessee, because we'll go to the AFC South now.
Yeah.
I think Will Levis is a mental patient, and you're going to have to cut ties with him altogether.
Yeah.
I think he read his own paper. He read his own newspaper clippings early in his career, and he thinks he's better than what he is. And it's really odd that he went and decided to have the surgery this late into the summer when he knew damn good and well he should have had it back in January.
Yeah. Well, I think he should have known that he wasn't going to hold that starting job come September this year. That should have been obvious to him, and he really screwed that. And I think he's probably suited up for the Titans for the last time. I think that's fair to say.
Imagine you bring him back next year.
Yeah, I think that's
and
story's done.
I'll tell you what else that does for him personally. It puts a sour taste in the mouth of general managers that are like, I don't know, do I want to bring this guy into my team?
Yeah,
he doesn't really appear to be out for the team. And I get it. It's a business and the guys need to make their money and they need to make the best business decisions. I get that. But you also have to keep in mind with who you're playing with, who you're playing for. And when it's all said and done, he's just not someone that I think is going to be signable. All right, let's go into the Jacksonville Jaguars. 7.5 is their over-under. -110 both ways. We're going to have to speed this up a little bit so we can get to it.
Yeah.
I honestly like the Jaguars on the over.
I'm with you there. I like their
I like
hire
them.
this offseason.
I feel much more
Great
confident in that than I do the Titans on the over.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I like what they did hiring Liam Cohen as the head coach. I like what they did trading out, getting Travis. I like the Travis Hunter addition for both offense and defense, of course, and they made some good offseason acquisitions in free agency. So they added some decent players. So I think I think with
themselves too that Travis Hunter is going to play offense and defense.
You said what?
I said they've got to quit kidding themselves, telling everybody that he's going to play both offense and defense.
Yeah,
you can't have a guy playing the National Football League 80, 90 snaps. He's going to die.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, you can't count on him to be like a part-time cornerback. It just doesn't work like that in the NFL. You can't be playing.
I think you can put him in dime packages, and more specifically, prevent defense, right? And end of the game, Hail Marys, because if he picks it off, look out, he could go the other way. Yeah. But you can't. It cannot be a regular thing. It's just got to be a promo that they give him maybe 5 to 8 snaps a game.
Yeah, you cannot count on him to be an outside cornerback. It's just you can't.
And obviously running down because you don't want him to have to make a business decision on whether or not he's going to take down Alvin Kamara in the open field.
Absolutely, yeah. So I don't think he's going to play a whole lot of cornerback, contrary to what people may be saying. So I think it'll be just an offensive addition. Like you said, maybe he'll play nickelback here and there. He'll get on the field once in a while. Could be some prevent defense situations. But I think that's more of an addition for the offense. And I think it's a great one too. I think that's going to, with the new offensive-minded head coach, and of course adding Travis Hunter. They also added D'Ami Brown. Anton Harrison, I think he's going into his second year, so he's only going to get a little bit better. I think that offense has quite a bit of talent, and I think they're going to go over 7.5 here.
And the backfield, honestly, is going to be interesting. I don't know if you're going to have a true workhorse, but you got ETN and Bigsby, and now you got Tootin, and you've got a receiving core that if he pans out the way we think Travis Hunter is going to pan out, Thomas and Hunter could be one of the best combos that we've seen in quite a while. In the
Absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be.
D'Ami Brown has got some great upside as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to skate past him.
He had some flashes towards the end of the year last year for the Commanders.
Yeah, and so I think he's an interesting play, and the offense they're going to score points.
Absolutely.
The question would be, well, what will the defense do? The biggest thing they need to make sure is to keep Travis Hunter off the field over there. But outside of that, it's a new regime. I like the over.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I like the Colts. Or I like the Jags this year.
Colts are over under 7.5, pretty much even money. I think it's under.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't think they're going to be terrible. I don't think they're going to be like unwinnable games, but I see 5-6 wins. I don't know how you get to 8.
I see 4 or 5. I'm really low on the Colts this year. And look, man, I hate to say it, but
I should give them a better chance if Daniel Jones is their starting quarterback.
I was getting ready to say that. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of faith in Anthony Richardson. I'm sorry. I know, Florida Gator fan here, but my allegiances are out the window right now. Being unbiased, this is people's money we're talking about.
Well, he can't.
I'm not betting on Anthony Richardson. I'm not doing it.
He can't stay healthy,
Yeah.
and unless he changes his entire style, he won't stay healthy.
Yeah.
If he changes his entire style, which is what we talked about this when he first got drafted, if he changes his entire style, then he's not really worth having because he's not accurate as a passer.
Actually,
And
absolutely.
he makes some really dumb decisions.
Yes.
So he's more of a guy that you want. He's kind of a more athletic version of Tebow. He's someone you want running the ball, right?
Yeah. Well,
But
he has kind of the athletic traits of Josh Allen. He just does not have the accuracy or the consistency or the decision making of Josh Allen.
that's what I'm saying. He's Tebow.
Yeah, there you go.
He's stronger arm and everything, but strong arm doesn't help you if the ball's going to hit the sideline. It doesn't matter how fast it's thrown,
Or if you're lobbing it up to a defender, either way.
Right. A pick six doesn't help you because it was thrown a little harder than the last guy. All right, so that does it for that. Real quick, I want to hit the divisions before we run out of time. And I pulled it up. Where is it at? Here we go. All right. Now I'm talking strictly from the money standpoint of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you $100 to bet that division. Where are you going?
Can I split it up, or am I going all in on one thing?
No, you're going all in.
Bucks. Got to go with the Bucks here. If I can double my money with the Bucks, I think I'm taking that. I think the Falcons will hang around, and I think they'll keep it close till the end of the season. But I think ultimately, that Bucks team has too much talent to go against them here.
I think you're probably right, but the riverboat gambler in me is going to take the Falcons plus 220, because if I can take my 100 and turn it into 220, especially if I can get it to 240, that's going to be it's going to be really difficult to. Now, if you're going to split your money up, you put 50 and 50, so you at least get your money back because not much of a chance the Panthers win the division. So let's say you put 500, put 50 down. You're going to win your money back if the Bucks win, but if the Falcons win, you're going to be in plus money.
Yeah.
And that's
giving me ideas now. I might go do that.
This is what we're here for. Sometimes I come up with a good idea every once in a while. What's not a good idea is me getting up this early right after doing a game the night before, but that's is what it is. All right, AFC South.
Yeah.
Now this one might be a little more intriguing for you. Texans are plus 120, so just over even money.
Yep.
The Jaguars, they're saying between plus 290 to plus 333. The Colts plus 300 to plus 360. I mean, if you're going to do that, just go ahead and mail your money to me because you're throwing your money away.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And the Titans have the longest odds at about plus 800. I give you 100. Give you 100 to drop it. You're going to double your money, and actually a little more. You'd win. What, you turn 100 into 220?
220, yeah.
Or you go to Jaguars to take 100 and turn it into, what is that, 390 total? Even 433. If you, I bet the plus 33 is hard to find.
I think the Texans are going to win the division. However, that 390 you're getting back on that Jags bet is really tempting. And I'm looking, and when you hear that number, and then you start thinking, they added Travis Hunter. They have an offensive-minded coach.
Now, this is a division, when you're talking about splitting the 50-50, I believe this is a very smart division to do that in with the Jags and the Texans, because they are overvaluing, for whatever reason, the Colts.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I don't think the Colts can win the division. I don't think the Titans can win the division.
I'm with
I think
you.
you're talking about a two-team race. Probably the Texans, if we're being honest. But you're gonna make money no matter how you do it.
Yeah, because even if you split it 50-50, you're getting 110 back on
right.
the Texans. So you're making at least $10, assuming one of those two teams win.
And when it's all said and done, when you're talking about football gambling, the only thing that matters is, did you win the money? That's it.
Right.
At the end of it all, if you have to hedge your bet, did you come out plus money? And that's what we're going for. Great job, Bobby. We'll see you next Thursday, 9 a.m.
Well, the season's finally here, and the players...
Hey, football fans, you ready for the gridiron? Thursday and Friday mornings, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be talking college and NFL football, the point spreads, fantasy football advice, and more. Want to catch it live? Become a Country Club member today here on Braves Country Radio. We'll make the replay available to the public later on that day, as we're being broadcasted nationwide on independent radio stations. As a member catching it live, you can ask your questions. We'll answer all. Point spread advice, player props, your fantasy football questions. It's the Armchair Quarterback Show, Thursday and Friday mornings this fall here on Braves Country Radio.
The armchair quarterback, he's full of beer and he's full of snacks. The all-American man.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Miami Marlins were late getting their lineups in, so we'll go over those during first pitch and as the game goes along. On the mound for the Miami Marlins, it's Edward Cabrera. He's 5-5 with a 3.24 ERA, a 1.19 whip, 100 innings, 103 strikeouts, 85 hits allowed, 34 walks, 11 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Bryce Elder. Bryce Elder's 4-8 with a 6.03 ERA, 1.56 whip, 94 innings, 78 strikeouts, 110 hits, 37 walks allowed, 17 home runs given up. Backing up your Elder in the bottom of the first inning, leading off and playing left field, it's Jerickson Profar. 5 home runs, 13 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .232. Batting second, playing first, Matt Olson. A .259 average with 18 home runs, 68 RBI. Drake Baldwin behind home plate and batting third. 13 home runs, 46 RBI, a .287 average. Batting cleanup, your designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 16 home runs, 49 RBI, a .239 average. And Michael Harris II will be patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves and hitting fifth. He's got a .233 clip with 10 home runs, 51 RBI, 12 stolen bases. Batting sixth, playing second, Ozzie Albies. .225 on the year with 9 home runs, 43 RBI, 11 stolen bases. The Book of Eli is batting seventh and in right. 7 home runs, 27 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .249. Nacho Alvarez is at the hot corner and batting eighth. He's got a .225 average, no RBI, no home run, no stolen bases. Nick Allen is your shortstop. He'll be batting ninth with 18 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .227. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Chad Whitson. Your first base umpire, Edwin Moscaso. Second base will be manned by David Rackley. Down the third base line is Chris Guccione. And leave him there. Game time temperatures here, Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. It's expected to be about 80 degrees at first pitch with the wind blowing to right field at about 10 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are plus 116 on the money line. Marlins minus 126. The over-under is 8.5. Our pick to click tonight, handful of Braves batters have a small sample size against Cabrera. We're going to bank on the good times to keep on rolling. Give us Drake Baldwin, who's never faced Cabrera, to click, and your Atlanta Braves to put some on the board. Maybe not as high as last night, but give me Atlanta to win this one 5-3. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Hope y'all are having a fabulous Friday, ready for your weekend of baseball, and you got football kicking and all kinds of water sports that you can do outside. Hopefully you get outside a little bit. Enjoy this warm weather before it turns nasty and cold and baseball vanishes and there's just sitting around staring out the window waiting until spring. Make sure to continue to follow the channel here, because come springtime come wintertime, we'll be getting you ready for spring the whole time. With Braves Country Today and MLB Today, and of course you football fans, we got you covered there too. Coming your way 4 times a week in the off season, and we got other things on the way too that we'll announce later for you country club members. We're gonna have some fun this off season, because I felt like last season was kind of a dud. All right, let's see who is in the roll call tonight. We do have the respect your elder emoji for you country club members. It should be up and kicking. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm sure it's fine. Looks like the old men in the Muppets. That's what we go with elder. And remember tomorrow, doubleheader. There it is. Remember tomorrow, doubleheader. And it's the first game is 1:15, second game 7:15, and history will be made. As Jen Powell, I finally figured out what she goes as. Jen Powell is going to be breaking Major League Baseball history and becoming the first female umpire in Major League Baseball. So we're looking forward to that. All right, let's see who we got here. See how far it'll let me scroll back. I see Willis Mathis. What you talking about, Willis? Country Club member. Iron Lung, our biggest football fan. Velvet. How you doing, Velvet? Good to see you as always. Braden Quinn. Freedom's in the house. I don't think we saw Freedom the last couple of days. At least I didn't. I can't always keep up with all the chit-chat that goes on to the side. George Pearson. We've got YouTube handler Tree Nug. Everybody loves Raymond Lovelace except for emails. Raymond, you still haven't figured out the email thing, have you? If you go into one of those members only, go into one of the members only chats next week, we'll get it figured out for you. Timothy Moore. Welcome in. Gary the Real McCoy, Country Club member. John, Country Club member. My man Nathaniel Brooks, Country Club member. Royal PETA, bouncing in and out, Country Club member. Who else do we have in here tonight? I think I've hit most of them. Who's this? Someone just flew by me. James Fisher. Assuming Edward Spry's in here. I think I'm at the bottom. There's Darryl Little. Wright Middleton. We missed you. Jump in and say hi. We're going to take a quick break. Come back on the other side and get you set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and tell you about the move that we just made here today. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves country.
This is a reminder. Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
You're in Braves country.
Braves country! Thank you for the membership gifting, Mr. Iron Lung. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Dark clouds around the area, but it doesn't appear like it's going to threaten the game. Atlanta Braves are wearing their Friday night reds, Braves across the chest, red jersey. Braves in blue outlined in white. Tomahawk down below outlined in white with the white Nike swoosh on the right chest. Blue ball cap, red bill, white A representing the city of Atlanta. Numerals on the back in blue outlined in white. Names in white on the back. We'll go ahead and get that up there for you, so when the screen flips around, you don't have to worry about the jostling. Bryce Elder firing his final warm-up tosses. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Drake Baldwin is getting the start once again behind home plate after the 2-home-run performance. Sean Murphy getting the night off in case you missed the intros. With the Miami Marlins, the lineups look like this. Leading off for the Marlins, it's Xavier Edwards, 1 home run, 29 RBI, a .299 average. Batting second, Stowers in right field, the .293 average. Ramirez is batting third and behind home plate, batting .242 on the year. Hernandez batting .305 and batting cleanup. Lopez will be fifth, batting .245 on the year. Marcy sixth, Johnston seventh, Myers eighth, and Graham Pauley ninth. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. First pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. We're going to try to pair this up because I have to a little in front of you when I do these games with the blackout restrictions. 1-0 swung on and rifled through the infield. It's a leadoff single for the Miami Marlins. Hard hit ball right next to Ozzie Albies. Just ball was hit so hard he didn't have time to react. So we'll go ahead and pull the screen back because with Edwards on board, he could be on the move. Your home plate umpire is Chad Whitson. He'll most likely get the morning off tomorrow with the doubleheaders. The first pitch on the way is a strike. Right there, slider inside, it's 0-1. And tomorrow, of course, in case you've missed it, is the 0-1. Elder comes set, fires it over to first, almost gets him. Jen Powell will become the first Major League Baseball umpire, female umpire, here at the Braves Marlins game. They haven't said where she's going to be. I would think she's not going to be behind home plate for her first game. They rarely do that to rookies. They're going to throw to first again, and once again, close play, and now Elder has used both of his moves, and there's only one strike in the count. Righty-lefty matchup, and Edwards could be on the move. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 93 miles an hour, it's 0-2. If you're playing along with Edwards and what he's thinking, he's probably thinking breaking ball with 2 strikes, and he could be going. The 0-2 count. Elder steps off the bump. Looks into Drake. Better hurry up. The 0-2. Swing, pops it up. High into left field, but Profar's got plenty of time to make the catch. For out number 1, he'll fire it back into the infield. Edwards scampers back. 1 down, 1 on. Ramirez, the backstop for the Miami Marlins, will come to the plate. Batting .242 on the year, 17 home runs, 52 RBI, and a 742 OPS, 745 OPS. First pitch on the way is a sinker down and in. It's 1-0. Bryce Elder's over-under on strikeouts tonight was 4.5. Cabrera's was 5.5. More on Cabrera when he takes the mound. You're going to see something a little different from him than what you've seen in the past. What you'll get from Bryce Elder tonight is he flips it over to first. Keeps Edwards close by. Back before the tag. Gotten this question before. The pickoff moves do reset with each batter, so not a violation. Olsen peers in the dugout to see if they want to challenge it. Doesn't look like they do. It was close, but I think he just got his hand underneath. What you'll see from Bryce Elder tonight is a 4-pitch mix. Heavy on the sinker and slider, and a total of 80% almost even. The 1-0, runner goes. Here comes the throw down to second, and Edwards is just on the tag. Ozzie holds the tag, hoping Edwards would come off the base, but it looks like he held it, and it's a stolen base for the Marlins. Wasn't a great jump, but he's got very good speed. Elder has that 42% sinker, 38% slider. You'll see it go up and down throughout the year, but it's usually right at 80%. He uses both of them. And then the changeup and four-seam fastball, he splits that at the other 20% that he throws. The 1-1, rip down the third base line, but foul. Maybe a half a foot past the line. It's 1-2. His sinker averages around 91 miles an hour. And the slider at 84, so that's the game that he's playing, trying to keep you off balance. The 1-2. Slider in the dirt, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Xavier Edwards at second, representing the go-ahead run. Edwards, 25-year-old, out of New York. The 2-2, lifts it high into right field. Book of Eli's got it. He'll fire it back into the infield, but no movement by Cabrera, and there's 2 down. So big out number 2 before Cabrera could steal third. Xavier Edwards, the man standing at second, was originally born in Mineola, New York. He played his high school ball and grew up down in Coconut Creek, Florida. Went to North Broward Prep, which is basically the Miami area. First pitch on the way is a sinker down and in. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires, down and away, 2-0. Iron Lung Braves country is worldwide. 2-0 count. I think I've told the story before. The 2-0 swing, rips it down over to third, backhanded by Nacho. He'll fire it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So a great job by Elder getting out of that first inning jam. We'll be back in a flash. Jerickson Profar leads us off when we return.
Hey, I don't know who needs to hear this, but living your life to the fullest does not have to involve hiking.
I told my boss that 3 companies were after me, and I needed a raise. Which companies are after you? He said. I said, gas, electric, cable.
I'm 41 years old. I'm
42. So that means that I am older than the
Ma'am, I wrote your citation for going.
Writing me a ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who my father is?
Why? Didn't your mother tell you?
Duke, Pee Wee, or Hodges, we basically had all had our best years behind us by the time we moved to LA.
For a team that had grown used to success, the '58 season was a rude shock as the Dodgers finished next to last, their worst record in 14 years. And as they began the 1959 season, the Dodgers were in need of some inspiration. They would receive it in an unlikely source, their former catcher Roy Campanella. On May 7th, the Dodgers held a tribute for Campy. It was an exhibition game against the Yankees to raise money for his medical bills. A record 93,000 people attended.
All of the lights will be turned out as Pee Wee Reed wheels the chair that holds Roy Campanella. Tonight, on his last trip to the mound, the city of Los Angeles says hello to him.
They told everybody, we want each one of you to light one match. What a sight that was.
Sea of lights at the Coliseum, perhaps the most beautiful and dramatic moment in the history of sports.
It meant a lot. It was something that, we got to do. We got to win for people in LA. We came out here and they expected us to win, and we've got to show the fans that we're still a good ball club.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Profar is a four-seam fastball from Cabrera. It's 0-1. Or 1-0, excuse me. Cabrera, the right-hander, 1-0. Swing and a miss changeup. 1-1. Looking at some interviews and some articles this week about him, he's really changed it around for himself as the 1-1. Swing, pops it up. High and back out of play. It's 1-2. He's really started pitching as opposed to just throwing. And one of the things that he started doing, and you'll see from him tonight, is that he likes to pitch backwards when he gets a chance, meaning he'll start you off with some off speed and then slowly back you up and try to punch you out with the fastball. The 1-2 swing and a miss, strike three, change up, one away. And he said that he tries to change up the pace of it. That just shows you a young man that's starting to get control of the ball, because some guys don't have the confidence to do that, but he said he changes it depending on the batter and how many times through the order. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is a sinker up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. What you'll see is a mix of 5 pitches from Cabrera, the 0-1, down and in curveball, 1-1. He throws curveball 24% of the time, and the changeup 24%. And the sinker at 22%. 1-1 swing, bangs it foul. It's 1-2. Then the slider and four-seamer come in at 17 and 13% respectively. So there's really no one pitch that he leans on, and that makes him for a difficult face. The 1-2. Outside wide changeup, 2-2. 2-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with the slider on the edge, 2 away. Two down. The defense for the Marlins tonight, left to right across the outfield, it's Myers, Marcy, and Stowers. First pitch to Drake is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Around the horn, it's Paulie, Lopez, Edwards, and Johnston gets the first base bag tonight. Ramirez behind the plate, 1-0. Hammers it down the line, but foul. That went into the upper deck, but plenty foul. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss curveball. Nasty curveball. Dove in on him. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. In the dirt. Good take. Curveball. 2-2. His curveball that he shows, it will come into left-handers a 10-4 curveball type. The 2-2 chops it over towards second. 4-3 put out, and that in the inning. What I was going to finish saying is he also has a 12-6, so he's a nasty customer. We'll be back in a flash. 0-0 your score, and Bryce Elder's going to try to keep it right there.
Tequila may not fix your life, but it's worth a shot.
I don't know who my people are, but cheers to those of us who can sing the wrong lyrics with confidence.
Meanwhile, can anybody tell me how did Brittany Garner's team finish last season?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, she was playing for Phoenix, right?
Yeah. They
How did they do? Were they selling out all the tickets?
No.
Is she going back to the Olympics to represent the United States?
I don't think so.
So then why the did we let her out of jail? Exactly why the was we in a rush to bring her back?
If your wife brags about sticking with you through the tough times, let her know that she should, since she caused them. After she backtalks, say, oh boy, here comes another one.
The Chicago team hasn't won a pennant since 1919. How do you think Chicago will do this year?
Well, Cliff, we think that we have a fine chance of overcoming the Yankees.
You really think you can win a pennant this year if you get a few breaks here and there?
Yes.
Our skipper predicted that we're gonna win this year, and all the guys started thinking, hey, we can go ahead and go all the way. We can do things.
And as the season began, it seemed as if the White Sox optimism was well-founded, and the biggest reason for that was the spirited play of their best players, in particular, second baseman Nellie Fox.
Every winning team has a leader or a spark, and Fox lit the fuse for the Chicago club.
He was a little pepper potter, a left-hand hitter, almost never struck out.
Little Foxy has a double and two singles today.
I think Whitey Ford said it in 12 years, struck out Fox one time, and he thinks the umpire blew the call.
Welcome back to Braves Country. Atlanta Braves, Miami Marlins, game 2 of a 5-game set. The Braves trailed 6-2 last night, came roaring back for an 8-6 victory. First pitch on the way from Elder to Lopez. He swung on, chopped over to third. Nacho's got it, fires it to Olsen. And just like that, one away. 5-3 in your scorecard. One down. Bryce Elder goes to work. First pitch on the way. Sinker inside, first strike. It's 0-1. Marcy, the batter, batting .450 on the year. He's only had about 19-20 at-bats. The 0-1, 93 inside, high, 1-1. Another one of the youngsters that the Marlins plan on building around here in the future. The 1-1 in the dirt. Slider misses, 2-1. 2-1 count. Man, I was listening to Boston radio today because I like to flip around all throughout the country and just hear what everybody's got to say about different things. And they were giving the kid that just signed the big extension for the Red Sox. The 2-1 swung on, hammered over to second, but Ozzy's there. Barely had to move, grabs it, flips it, 2 down. And they were just killing this kid for signing his big contract extension at age 21. It's basically a contract that's a little more lucrative, but not much than what Michael Harris. And they were just hammering him, saying, "Oh, he signed for too little." As the first pitch on the way, is a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. And all that could be true, but there's a huge risk that's involved with the Red Sox because you see how the Harris contract is working out so far. The 0-1, down and in, 1. And it's not saying that Harris can't live up to the expectations of that contract. This may just be a bad year. But so far, you would not be signing him to what you signed him to. 1-1, swing, chops and foul, it's 1-2. 1-2 count. I don't know Roman Anthony's financial situation with his family or whatever, but you're going to turn down $130 million. I mean, 1-2, down and in, 2-2. Not to mention the fact they don't even talk about, well, he's 21. He's going to get quite a bit of money now, and he can start investing that. And he can make up for some of the money that might be lost from free agency. The 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bryce Elder, respect your elder. He gets the strikeout. We grab the bats, middle of the order, bottom of 2 when we return. 1, 2, 3.
Y'all, I'm sorry, but you cannot be a fully grown adult blaming your actions on a zodiac sign.
Today, my son asked, "Can I have a bookmark?" I burst into tears. 11 years old, and he still doesn't know my name is Logan.
I'm just not going to have a man's baby just to have a man's baby.
Well, this is a nice change, a generational pace.
If a man wants me to have his baby, I have 2 requirements.
As long as one of those requirements is you both actually like each other.
You're going to get a tattoo of my face on your body because it's a body for a body. My body's going to change forever. Your body's going to change forever.
And the slippery slope begins.
And my push present is either a car or a house, preferably both.
Push present? Like a gift for giving birth? Because you already got that. It's called a baby. You're going to have to find a way to crank that infant up and drive.
And Fox's partner on the infield, shortstop Louis Aparicio, was turning heads with his spectacular play.
This is the truth. Once in a while, I'm playing center field and I should be doing something, but I'd stand there in awe of a play that Louis made.
Aparicio teamed with Fox to become the league's best double play combination. And as the team's leadoff hitter, little Louis also ignited the offense with his quick bat and quick feet.
Louis, you do many things well, but I think a lot of the folks come out to see you get the jump on the pitcher and get those stolen bases.
He stole 56 bases, which was a groundbreaking number in Major League Baseball. He really brought the stolen base back into the game. Aparicio set the tone for, hey, this is what a leadoff hitter should be.
Together, Aparicio and Fox perfected the art of small ball.
Louis getting a single, somehow got the second, now he got a ground ball to get him a third, and I'd hit a fly ball. That's how we scored a lot of runs.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back, Braves Country. Atlanta Braves will grab the sticks. Marcell Ozuna will lead us off. And something about that contract, too. So it's 8 years, 130 is the first pitch on the way. Is 98 on the outer cut. It's 1-0. And they were saying, man, he could make this, he could make that. Okay, let's say he does not sign that. 1-0. Up top. Right there for a strike 1-1. The next 3 years, he would be making league minimum because he's not arbitration eligible. The 1-1. Chops it foul down the line 1-2. The 3 years after that, he would have to go to an arbitration hearing. And unless he's tearing the league up, he's not going to get peak dollar. It's the 1-2. Inside changeup misses 2-2. 2-2 count. He would have to wait 6 years. Is the 2-2 outside wide full count. Finish those 6 years before he could hit the free agent market. So he's only losing 2 years on free agency. So what are we talking about here? I don't think they understand contracts. 3-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Up top, slider, about chest high. Ozuna doesn't like it, but that was a strike. So far, Chad Whitson's had a pretty good strike zone. 1 away. Because I was thinking last inning when Cabrera was pitching, there were a couple of pitches. They didn't hit the zone, but they were really close. And we've seen so many umpires recently that'll give those calls. First pitch on the way to Money Mike is swung on and swatted into right field. And let's go, baby. A leadoff single. The throw comes into the infield, gets away, and Harris, I'm not sure why, but he stopped at first. He could have made it to second.
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
He dropped the ball. I'm thinking Goodwin told him to slam on the Braves. Goodwin, I think, thought that the catcher had it clean, but he went to slide to recover the ball, backing up Stowers, and it got away from him. With Harris's speed, that's a long throw. He would have been safe. But nonetheless, 1 on, 1 out. Ozzie Albies takes the first pitch, curveball down and in. It's 1-0. Ozzie Albies Doesn't have great numbers against Kerber, but he does have a home run. I believe it's 1 for 6 lifetime. The 1-0. Brings it up top. Good take. 2-0. So, yeah, back to that contract. I'm doing the math, and I'm like, it's a really good deal for that kid. He's still going to hit free agency at age 29, and if he's tearing up the league, we all know what that'll bring, the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Slider down and in, 2-1. They kept going on and on and on about how he could make $300 million. I'm like, that's still on the table for him on the next contract. 2-1 count. Swing. Fouls it back. Harris was on the go. Probably good that Ozzie fouled that back because he didn't get a great jump, and that was a fastball right down Main Street. Two count. Pitch on the way. Swing. Chops it over to first. That's going to be a 3-6. Tried to go back 3, attempted a double play, but Ozzie Albies will beat it out. So we still have a runner at second. There are 2 outs. Good hustle by the Wiz. Righty-righty matchup now with Eli White. First pitch, slider way outside wide. It's 1-0. So if you look at it from that perspective, the last 5 years of that contract, he's making over $20 million a year. The 1-0, check swing, went around, 1-1. So I would be shocked if he would actually get to that number at the end of arbitration. This was so that they could keep him a couple of years longer but still pay him well. The 1-1, swing, fouls it away. 1-2. 1-2 count. And I think the Red Sox have proven, too, that if he gets to that age and he's tearing up the league, he'll get the money. The only reason why they traded away Devers was because he was a cancer in the locker room. 1-2 to White. Down and in, runner goes, and Ozzie Albies has it stolen. Good hustle there by the Wiz. Are they calling him out? No way he's out. Or did they say that Eli White went around? Trying to figure out what the... Ozzie beat the throw. They must have said that Eli White went around. I thought he might have at the beginning. They must have checked down the first base line after the throw. We'll be back in a flash. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. Here on Braves Country Radio. This date in 1951, a crowd of 57,000 at the Orange Bowl, the largest ever to attend a minor league game, watch an ageless 51-year-old Satchel Paige hit a double and get the win when the Miami Marlins beat the Columbus Jets in International League action 6-2. On this date, 1972, the National Baseball Hall of Fame inducts pitcher Sandy Koufax. In his first year, the author of 4 no-hitters, along with 300-game winner Early Win, Yogi Berra, all enshrined into Cooperstown. Yogi Berra, who retired as the AL leader for catcher putouts of 8,723, did not get in his first year of eligibility. Should be noted, the 36-year-old Sandy Koufax, with an 87% ballot rate, becomes the youngest player ever to be enshrined into the Hall of Fame. And on this date, 1999, Major League Baseball gets a 3,000th hit on consecutive days when Wade Boggs homers in the 6th inning off Cleveland Indians starter Chris Haney. The Devil Rays third baseman, the first player to reach the milestone with the home run, rounds the bases, pointing skyward and blowing a kiss to his mom, and gets down to his knees to kiss home plate. The day before, Tony Gwynn singled off of Dan Smith of the Expos to get his hit number 3,000. Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way from Bryce Elder is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup, the 1-0. Swing. Chops it over towards third, but I believe it went off his foot. It'll be foul, 1-1. 1-1 count. So, yeah, that's what happened. When the throw did not get Ozzie, they appealed over at first as the 1-1. Sinker at the knees, 1-2. And first base umpire, Edwin Moscaso, who I'm not the biggest fan of his, but I do believe that he got the call right, the 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. It looked like Eli had gone around. I was surprised that home plate umpire Chad Whitson hadn't already rang him up. The 2-2 count. Just below the knees. Man, he has got his tight strike zone tonight. Full count. Elder with just one strikeout so far. The payoff pitch. Swing, chops it foul. Sinker right down the pipe. Cabrera has 4 so far, so if you took his over, you're getting close to hitting pay dirt. The payoff pitch. Down below the knees, ball 4. That was a strike all day long yesterday. So 1 on, nobody out. Elder does have pretty good control of his pitches so far tonight. That's a plus. He's just not getting the wider strike zone that we've been seeing the last few days. 1 on, nobody out. First pitch on the way to Uncle Paulie is right down the pipe for a strike. It's on 1. Sinker on the outer edge. Infield back and to the right. The 0-1. Brings it. 91 just off the edge. 1 out. Doubleheader tomorrow. 1:15 and 7:15 are your first pitches. We'll come on the air about a half hour before each of them. The 1-1. Change up. Still trying to get him to chase. It's 2-1. 2-1 count. I think he'd be a little more aggressive, but you got a young catcher back there. Sometimes Elder's going to have to override him and tell him he wants to be aggressive and get ahead in these counts. The 2-1 pitch. Swing. Swats it foul. 2-2. It's hard to get a guy to chase when you're that early in the count. The 2-2 count. Flips it over to first. Keep the runner close by. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. The 2-2. Swing. Hammers it over to second. The runner was on the move, so Ozzie will flip it to first. He does look back the runner to make sure he wasn't rounding second. 1 away. Marlins with the runner in scoring position now with 1 down. Myers with pretty good speed. You have to keep an eye on him. One on, 1 out. Back to the top of the order, Edwards, who roasted a single through the right side of the infield his first time up, stands at the dish. The first pitch, swing, hits it back up the middle again over the right side, and that's going to be a base hit, and Myers will come home to score. Eli White will flip it to second. No chance of getting him out at home, so he'll keep Edwards at bay. And Edwards is now 2 for 2 with a single. Braves did make a move today, in case you missed it. Minor move. Grabbing a player off of waivers from Baltimore. Vital Brujan. Elder flips it over to first real quick to keep him close by. His first time on base, Elder threw over to first 3 times in 2 at-bats. Brujan is the first pitch on the way. Is 93-mile-an-hour four-seamer. Up top, not getting the call. It's 1-0. He is really pinching. Kind of expect this to be a high-scoring game if we can get Cabrera out of the game, because he's got a small strike zone tonight. 1-0. Swing. Fouls it straight back. 1. Brujan is an infielder. Most notably known as a third baseman. You wonder if they're going to leave Riley on the IL for a little longer, what they first told everybody. 46 at-bats this year in the major leagues. No home runs, 3 RBIs, a .239 batting average, .554 OPS. So nothing to write home about. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Don't make a corresponding move after he gets settled in. They just made the claim today. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And down on strikes is Stowers. 2 down. Second strikeout of the night for Bryce Elder. Good pitch. Going down and in. A nasty break on that slider. One on, 2 out. And Ramirez, the batter. Elder comes set. First pitch on the way. 93. Just off the plate. It's 1-0. One 1-0 count. We'll flip it over to first real quick. The 1-0 pitch, slider down and away. Ball 2, 2-0. Augustin Ramirez flew out his first time up, 17 home runs on the year. The 2-0, swing, chops it just under his hands, 2-1. Bottom of the third inning, the Braves will have Nacho, Allen, and the top of the order due up. Braves trail 1-0. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, hammers it over to third. Spinning move by Nacho. Fires it to first, and that'll end the inning. Marlins grab the lead, but keep it at 1. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Marlins. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Braves. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hate your job? Do it the rest of your life. Be a man.
I got fired from the bank today. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her.
When people talk about DiMaggio, they're usually talking about Joe.
but I'm here to tell you that his brother Dom was one hell of a player too. His career only lasted 11 seasons in part because he missed 3 years due to military service, but in 7 of those seasons, he managed to make the All-Star team. During his 10 full seasons, he ranked first in hits, second in runs scored, and third in doubles when compared to all major leaguers during that time period. He led American League center fielders in assists 3 times and putouts and double plays twice. He tied a league record by recording 400 putouts 4 times, and his 503 putouts and 526 total chances in 1948 stood as an American League record for nearly 30 years. He was an effective leadoff hitter, never striking out more than 68 times in a season. He led the American League twice in runs scored, once in triples, and once in stolen bases. He is one of only 3 players to average more than 100 runs throughout his career. He batted 300 or better 4 times, and just missed hitting 300 over his career. He batted safely in 34 straight games in 1949, a Red Sox record.
LA manager Walter Alston had a daunting challenge when it came to the 59 Dodgers. He wanted to recapture their place at the top of the National League, but the team was at a crossroads, and it was his job to show them the way.
He was charged with sort of rebuilding the Dodgers when some of their great players were winding down and the new wave of youngsters was coming up.
In many ways, Alston was ideally suited for the job in 59.
Walter Alston was quiet. He was patient. He knew baseball probably as well as anybody. But the thing about him, I believe, was that he could bring the ball club together.
He didn't say a whole lot. He didn't give many speeches. But when he did say something, you would listen.
Thought he was a fair man, very strong man. Didn't want to mess with him.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Atlanta Braves trail by 1. First pitch on the way to Nacho Alvarez. He's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires. Swing. Lifts it into left field, but coming in, making the fairly easy catch is Myers. 1 away. Same 2 teams back at it tomorrow in a double dip, 1:15 and 7:15 first pitch, and then Sunday, 1:35. Saturday afternoon matinee. Sunday afternoon matinee. Nick Allen stands at the plate, 227 on the year, 98 miles an hour, up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Tigers lead the Angels 3-1 early on in that one. 0-1, down and away, 1-1. Allen, 18 RBI and a 553 OPS. 0-1. Out wide, 2-1. 2-1 count. Curveball way outside, wide ball, 3-1. Allen trying to work his way aboard. Profar stands on deck. The 3-1 swing. That ball's belted down the left field line. Get up, get up, get up! Off the wall. Foul. Man, oh man, was that close. It just missed. Three, maybe 2 feet to the left of the foul pole. And if it stays straight, I think it's got enough to get up and get out. Maybe not. But it is a thought that counts. Still waiting for Nick Allen to hit that first home run as a Brave. If he was ever going to get one, I thought that would sneak over because he was shortest part of the ballpark and it was smoked. 3-2. Chops over towards third. 5-3 put out. Allen running out all the way, 1-2 down. I still have faith that he's going to get one this year. It's probably more likely that it's going to be a fastball on the outside part of the plate and it just gets over underneath the chop house. When a guy doesn't have a lot of pop in his bat, using their velocity is his best weapon. First pitch on the way is a curveball on the outer edge. Jerks and Profar, it's 0-1. Profar 0 for 1 on the day. Takes a sinker. About chest high. 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Cabrera delivers. 96, just misses. Yeah, he's not giving anything so far. He might change his style later in the game, but Whitson, if he was going to bend to strike for a guy who's been in the zone, that would have been it. 1-2. 95, just misses off with the changeup. 2-2. Usually when a guy's pitching well and he's cruising along, that sinker that was up top would have gotten the call. The 2-2, swing, bangs it down the first base line, but plenty foul. Miami won, Atlanta nothing. Bottom of the third. Braves took game 1 last night, 8-6, after trailing 6-2. The 2-2, swing, slaps it back foul. We'll do it again. If you missed that game, Drake Baldwin, the hero, 2 home runs, 3 for 5 on the day, 5 RBIs. The 2-2 from Cabrera, his 45th of the night, just misses outside. He's not getting anything. He is getting pinched. Both pitchers getting pinched tonight. The payoff pitch. Cabrera turns and deals. Inside ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. 1 on. 2 outs.
Well, the jerks start calling. They're running out of you. It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
Runner goes. First pitch on the way is a curveball, and Profar will have it stolen. How about that? He was shot out of a cannon. He wasn't wasting any time, and he had the base stolen with ease. I really do hate these throws from catchers with the replay nowadays. The ones that go up the line, the guy almost tags his shoe before he touches the base. There's just something wrong about that. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball. Foul back out of play, it's 1-1. Just like when the guy steals the base and a little bit of, he gets just a centimeter of air as he's sliding in, and they hold the tag and they call him out. There's just something that's not how the game was intended. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Braves nothing, Marlins 1. Tying run, though, stands at second base, so a bloop, a bleeder, a Texas leaguer, a seeing eye single, anything would get him home. We'd take a blast, too, to grab the lead. It's been a while for Matt Olson. The 1-2. Good take, curveball. He took that all the way, but that had to be enticing with 2 strikes. The 2-2 count. Brings it, swing, rips it over to second, but right at the second baseman, Xavier Edwards has it, and he'll flip it to first, and that'll end the inning. Braves threat, but can't get it across. 1-0 your score. Will go to the top of the 4th here in Braves country.
Is Google a man or a woman?
A woman, because it never lets you finish a sentence without making a suggestion.
Have you ever looked at Brooks Robinson's helmet and thought, what is wrong with it? In the early 1970s, the commissioner's office made it mandatory to wear a batting helmet if you were entering the league. Robinson was originally for the helmet, since he had been beamed in the head several times over his career. When he got the new helmet and put it on, he noticed that the bill was a little longer than a normal helmet. Because of this, he could see the brim and part of the flap when he went up to hit, which caused him to lose concentration at the plate. So he did what any rational player would do. He took a hacksaw and cut it off about 1.5 inches off the brim and about a 1/2 inch off the flap. The result is something that looks like it came straight out of the movie Easy Rider.
Under Austin's guidance, young flamethrower Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale started pitching with more poise, while aging icons Duke Snider and Gil Hodges reached back for some vintage performances. Austin even got former All-Star Carl Furillo to accept a bench role and inserted Wally Moon, which would pay enormous dividends.
Wally Moon, he took advantage of that screen in left field like nobody else. Anytime he hit that screen, off the wall or over the wall, they called it a moonshot.
The Dodgers played far better than they had the season before, but they still could not seem to find the spark they needed to reach the top of the standings. Ultimately, a shortstop named Maury Wills and a pitcher named Larry Sherry would push them into contention. Both players had been languishing in the minors and had forged a special bond.
I was going so bad. And I just made a mistake, made an error in the opposition running all over the bases. And I actually left the field, went in the clubhouse, was ripping my uniform off. I was quitting. And Larry Sherry happened to see me and came in and grabbed me, pinned me up against the wall, and said, "You can't do that. I won't let you do it." Larry Sherry saved my career.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way is a sinker inside under the hands. It's 1-0. The 1-0 right there at the knees. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing. Slaps it up the middle. Off of Ozzy's glove. It's going to bounce into shallow right. Ozzy chases it down. But Hernandez will be on first. We'll see if they give Ozzy an error or if that's going to be an infield single. He took a funny hop off the mound. I mean, if you're doing it honestly, that shouldn't be an error because it took such a weird hop. It kicked away from Ozzy. But you never know how they're going to score that. 102 miles an hour off the bat, and it kicked the side of the mound and jetted to the left and kept going away from Ozzy. First pitch on the way is a sinker in the dirt. Runner is going to take off, and as the ball gets away, he'll be safe at second. He won't get a stolen base on that. That'll be a wild pitch. The decent block by Baldwin. That time, the half crouch didn't hurt him. It just popped out of his glove after it spiked into the dirt. The 1-0. Swing. Chops it over to Nacho at third. He'll fire it first. Close play. Lopez. Tell you what, you got to keep an eye on Otto Lopez. He can fly, and he almost beat that out. Nacho had looked back the runner at second. That was a lot closer than it should have been. Were y'all talking about the refrigerator, Perry? Remember his brother? I think they called him the freezer. First pitch on the way is a sinker off the edge. It's righty-lefty matchup. Marcy, the batter, he's 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded to second his first time up. 1-0. Swing! Rifles it back foul. It's 1-1. Marlins 1, Braves nothing. Bottom of the third inning. Elder at just 51 pitches, so he's doing well there. The 1-1. Misses high 2-1. She's in pretty good shape. I mean, she's not. I don't know what picture you saw. The 2-1 count. She could probably definitely slap you around the room. The 2-1 misses high. 3-1. Johnston stands on deck. The 3-1 to Marcy. Swing, slaps it towards left, giving chase. That ball's going to get down. Fair ball comes off the wall from foul territory. The runner will come home, and it's 2-0 Miami. Ball just fell into fair territory. Hit the chalk on the line. Thought it was possibly going to go foul. Just snuck inside. And Profar was giving chase, but the ball kicked off the wall. By the time he got the carom, the runner was able to score. First pitch on the way after that is a swing and a miss. Changeup. It's 0-1. Runner stands at second. Once again, 1 out. So that'll be called a double for Marcy. 1 out, the 0-1. Down and away, 1. How's it going, Mark? 1-1 count. Swing, fouls it back, 1-2. Marlins 2, Braves nothing. Elder looks in on the 1-2. They set up wide. Swing, slaps it into right field. That's down for a base hit. That'll score a run. Eli will play it smart this time and flip it into second and keep the runner at first. And the Marlins have opened up a 3-0 lead. The hanger, he raked it over the head of the defense. Going for the slider on the outer cut, and it came in. That was more of a power hitter. It might have been a lot worse. Righty-righty matchup now. First pitch on the way is a sinker right there on the knees. It's 0-1. They're going to have to get a whole new philosophy in pitching, too, when they change regimes during the offseason. And I don't care if Kranitz stays, but whoever is telling him how to run it, they're going to have to change it, because there's too much nibbling that goes on with the staff when you only have one strike, and they'll even nibble when they're behind in the count. You got to be more aggressive. The 0-1 right there at the knees, 0-2. Seen too many times tonight where Elder either starts the at-bat off, or after he gets one strike, he'll start nibbling away and away and away. Next thing you know, he's down 2-1, 3-1. And then they're hammering the ball. The 0-2 count. Right there at the knees, not getting the call. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. He is not giving anything on either side. So don't give up yet, Braves country. I know we're down 3 on a pitcher's pitching pretty well. But if he continues to pinch the zone, they're going to have their opportunities to score. And they have the bats. The 1-2. Sinker down and into it, 2-2 count. Flips it over to first to keep Johnson close by. Marlins, 1 on, 1 out. They've already scored 2 in this inning, 3 in the last 2 innings. The 2-2. Swing, chops it over to third. Nacho Alvarez goes straight to first. Checks back the runner for a second. 5-3, 2 down. Runner was on the move on that play. And by the time Nacho had the ball, he had actually turned second base. So another runner in scoring position. It's one thing they're going to have to look at, too, in the offseason when they go with this strategy. Is the first pitch on the way, is a slider off the plate. It's one no. Teams are running on Drake. And Drake is making some good throws, but all in all, they're running on him. And do you want to continue to try to make him a catcher, or is there somewhere else you can put him in, whether it's DH or whatever? 1-0 misses high 2-0. And the idea could be that he becomes your backup catcher and everyday DH, and I think you can win that way. I don't know if there's going to be a taker for the Sean Murphy contract. The 2-0 swing, chops it over to second. Ozzy's got it. He flips it, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Marlins put a couple on the board. It's 3-0. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and the heart of the order due up in Braves country.
When somebody asks me if I'm having a good day, I just got to ask myself 3 questions, brother. 1, am I alive? I usually am. 2, am I in the land of the free? I usually am, baby. And 3, do I feel the smiling spirit of George Washington gazing down upon me from the great pearly land of the free in the sky? Brother, there ain't a moment that goes by that I don't feel that. And when I add up that math, makes me realize there are no bad days in the land of the free, baby.
I have a bunch of jokes about unemployed people, but unfortunately, none of them seem to work.
If you're on your phone and your wife asks you if you're texting one of your floozies, say yes. Then send her a text that says, "What's up?" After she backtalks, say, "See, this is why you're not my main girl."
The two friends were called up in mid-season and began contributing right away. Cherry as the team's top reliever and Wills as its new spark plug.
He started getting hits. He hit balls up the middle, ground balls to the left side. Every now and then a line drive. I said, how wonderful. I mean, this guy had struggled all this time, and now he's got that hitting down right.
Covered a lot of ground at shortstop. I mean, you go to his left, go deep in the hole a lot. He can run like a deer.
The new Dodgers shortstop, Wills, a lifesaver for the Dodgers.
With his speed, he created a different atmosphere when he got on base. He changed the whole club.
Wills beat opposing teams with his legs, and Sherry beat them with his iron will.
Anytime you talk to Larry, don't worry about it. I can take care of it. Larry had determination. Larry had a belly full of guts. Larry was out there to beat you.
And he had a slider, hit that outside corner, and you swung the ball, wasn't there anymore.
He would come in and just shut the other team down in crucial moments.
What's up, Braves country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark.
Braves trail 3-0. Drake Baldwin leads us off. Edward Cabrera takes it up top for a strike. It's 0-1. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Marlins. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Braves. The 0-1's chopped off the plate. It's 0-2. Cabrera just at 53 pitches. He's doing well on that front. Probably like it a little lower, but nothing to worry about. 4 strikeouts so far for Cabrera. The 0-2. Swing. Rolls it over towards first. A high hopper. Johnson stays with it. He'll touch the bag. 1 away. One up, one down, and Marcelo Ozuna, the batter. First pitch on the way. P at the knees. Change up. It's 0-1. See, we got a newcomer in here. Welcome in, Jose. The 0-1. Just misses the outer edge. I mean, you talk about pinching. That pitch was right there on the strike zone. I mean, Cabrera, he's been right there all night long, and he's not even getting calls. The 1-1. Swing, hammers it towards left, but just got underneath it. It'll be a fly ball into the glove of Myers. F7 in your scorecard, 2 down. I've just been wanting to say this ever since I've seen it. You enjoy the channel? No way, Jose. Michael Harris II will stand in. Righty-lefty. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Curveball. Down and in. It's 0-1. That is just a nasty pitch. I honestly don't know how left-handers lay off that thing at all. The 0-1. Curveball right there at the knees. Down the hard of the plate 0-2. So an 0-2 count. That thing dives inward. The 0-2 swing, hammers it over to first. I'm not sure if the first baseman Johnson caught it or it caught him, but he'll flip it to Cabrera, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. Harris can't believe it. That ball was scalded.
Le'Veon Bell, he put out a single for people to listen to on Twitter of a rap album that he's really proud of. He asked for people to critique it. Keenan Allen, the receiver of the Chargers, came back with the trash emoji. And what's even better, I can't do it justice because we're on radio, you've got to see the video. The video that he put up. Oh, my God. It's like the most funny and exciting thing I have ever seen because it's like really bad late 80s, early 90s rap video. But anyways, it's staged almost like black and white. He's like under a bridge somewhere where there's like a bonfire going.
Hard times.
So like, yeah.
Hard times.
You know, hard times for a guy making millions.
He can relate.
But the funniest part is when he's got the hoodie on, he's doing poses and stuff like that and kind of jiving around. And then out of nowhere, sorry, I can't get it out. He comes up from under the screen. So in other words, like
from the Muppets or something?
Almost like the Muppets.
When you see just the figure just come straight up.
Yes, the kid comes straight up while he's also in the background. It's like the worst thing put together ever. I don't know how to edit a video. We could do better than this, I'm telling you.
Who's the director, Pouncey?
Armchair.
In past years, the White Sox may have been worried about being caught by the powerful Yankees. But this season, they were simply too fast to catch, as Chicago finished ahead of New York and second place Cleveland.
It's a great thing for us to beat the Yankees. It's nice that we beat Cleveland, was to come in second, but to beat the Yankees was number one.
And finally, the Sox ended 40 years of futility when they captured the American League pennant.
There's the ground ball. Aparicio has a step on second, throws to first. The ball game's over. The White Sox are the champions of 1959. A 40-year wait has now ended.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Bryce Elder goes back to work. First pitch on the way is in the dirt. Sinker misses. 1-0. 1-0, righty-lefty. Swing, fouls it straight back. Same two teams back at it tomorrow. We got a doubleheader here on Braves Country Radio, 1:15 and 7:15. Jen Powell, Major League Baseball umpire history. She will be here somewhere in the field as the 1-1 pitch is swung on and lifted down the left field line, making the catches. Profar one away. My guess is they would put her the third base line, but maybe second base to start off. You can't really hide an umpire when they're rookies. You just have to throw them into the fire. First pitch on the way is 93 at the knees. It's 0-1. So you can guarantee wherever she's at, she'll get like 5 calls in the first 6 plays. The 0-1. Right there at the knees, 1-1. She's a second base umpire. They're going to be stealing left and right. If she's a third base umpire, there's going to be check swings galore. 1-1 count in the dirt, 2-1. Bryce Elder has kept the Braves within striking distance, but you'd like to see a clean inning here. The 2-1 pitch. Outside wide, 3-1. Danger of another walk. Bryce Elder's walked 2 already. He's only struck out 2 and given up 5 hits. The 3-1, not getting anything today. Ball 4. That pitch was right there on the side of the zone. Home plate umpire Chad Whitson. Keep that name Chad Whitson under your hat, gamblers, because if he's behind the plate, I'd say it'd be a good bet to take the over every night. One on, one out. First pitch on the way is a sinker down and in. 1-0. Down below the knees. 2-0. Two-0 count. Runner at first. Double play gets you out of the jam. 77th pitch of the night. Swing. Lifts it into left field. Easy catch for Profar. F7 in your scorecard to away. Two down, and Elder asks for another ball, excuse me. That tells you right there that how Elder doesn't know how to use the ball. As the first pitch on the way is swung on, fouled straight back. It's 0-1. I remember so many stories, but one specifically of Major League Baseball pitchers in talking about the ball once it's been hit to the outfield and comes back in. Hammered down the left field line, going back, she gone. A 2-run jack, and the Marlins have jumped out to a 5-0 lead. 2-run home run. Hernandez, his 7th home run of the year. And that was just a hanger. That's what has killed him all year long. It's been those hanging pitches. That was a sinker that didn't sink, and it's 5-0. First pitch on the way is a sinker right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Chops it off his instep. It's 0-2. Lopez hopping around a little bit. It appears to be okay. Got him right on the foot. I think the majority of it was shoe. Oh-2 count. Kicks and fires. Changeup in the dirt. 1-2. Biggest problem with that changeup that he keeps throwing is that it starts breaking way too early, so they recognize it and just spit on it. The 1-2. Sinker in the dirt, bounces just past the plate, 2-2. The 2-2, swing, chops it over to third. Nacho's going to have to hurry with Lopez's speed. He will never get him. Infield single, and the inning continues. Nacho does not have the arm that Riley has, and he had a long way to go. He was throwing off balance. Pretty good accurate throw when it's all said and done, but Lopez just way too fast. So 1 on and 2 outs here as the inning continues, and that'll bring Marcy to the plate. He doubled to left his last time up and came around to score. First pitch on the way is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1.
1
1. Kicks and fires. Inside, 91-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-1. He has not used that fastball hardly at all tonight. And I think if you're going to have that sinker be effective, you got to use it. You got to change the movement. The 1-1 pops it up. That should get us out of the inning. Giving chase inside all the way to shallow left field is Profar, and that'll end the inning. But not before he coughs up another 2 runs. It's 5-0. Ozzie Albies will lead us off. See if we can have some crooked numbers of our own.
Darling, I heard what you did for a Klondike bar. Call me.
It's not that I don't like people. It's that I don't want them near me.
Have you been drinking paint? No. Let me see your tongue.
Oh my God, dude! Oh, that's disgusting.
It's not bad.
You can't drink paint.
I know. I hear you.
You say that, but I don't think that you're gonna stop.
I get it though, man. That's right. I feel like you're saying you get it, but you don't get it.
To every girl that's ever said to me, playing dumb isn't cute, I'm not playing. This is a factory setting. There was some assembly required, but they threw that box out and all of those screws. And the warranty forgot about it. So you and I are just gonna have to get over it, because this is as good as it's gonna get.
In the final days of the 1959 season, the Braves, Giants, and Dodgers were locked in a 3-team race for the National League crown.
Maury Wills lays down a perfect squeeze bunt to score Hodges. The Dodgers go on to defeat San Francisco 8-4.
The Giants were done, but the Dodger euphoria was short-lived as the Braves beat the Phillies on the last day of the season to force a playoff few thought the Dodgers would survive.
Milwaukee was so good that year and they'd won a couple of years before in the National League, and everybody thought, well, this is the team to beat.
We were actually happy to end up in a tie because we matched up well with the Dodgers.
We were very confident, and we fully expected to win the playoffs.
But as they readied for the best-of-3 series, the Dodgers were undaunted.
The Braves had a better team than we had, man for man, if you wanted to match them on paper. But we always knew the game is won on the field, not paper.
We went there to win.
First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup, open stance from the left side. 1-0. Inside 2-0. 2-0 count. Ozzie 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded to a fielder's choice is the 2-0 swing. That ball's lifted high, but not very deep. Drifting in right center field. Marcy will call off Stowers, F8 in your scorecard. Went away. Got some lift on it, but just got underneath it. That was his pitch. He just missed it. Book of Eli comes to the plate, 0 for 1. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Oh, he called that a strike. Okay. 0-1. Outside wide, evens up the count, 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing, chops it off his instep. It's 1-2. Eli struck out his first time up. Batting .248 on the year with 7 homers. Your 2025 Bristol Speedway MVP. One thing we got to hang our hat on this year. The 1-2. Inside, 2-2. They check down the line. Are you kidding me? Edwin Moscaso. Bad job, son. Bad job. Said he went around. That wasn't much of an effort, if so. Oh, Moscaso's going to be humped behind the plate tomorrow, too. He was a rough call last time we saw him behind home plate. First pitch on the way to Alvarez is swung on and lifted into left. Lazy fly ball, easy catch. And the Braves go down in just a few pitches. 1, 2, 3. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 6th we go. The Braves trail by 5.
At least I'm a fun hot mess. Like a train wreck full of pizza, fireworks, and glitter.
Y'all, back when I was a kid, I could jump out of a swing mid-air and land on my feet, no problem. Now when I sleep on the wrong pillow, I wake up feeling like I fell out of a 12th-story window.
Hey, Braves country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
If your child is performing poorly during a recital, stop recording them in the middle of their performance so that they will see what a disappointment they are to you. To save face around the other parents, tell them you're just practicing for when your child gets on stage.
And as the first game began, the Braves took an early lead.
The Braves break the scoring ice.
And then Dodger manager Walter Alston acted quickly, making the boldest of moves. He brought in his ace reliever Larry Sherry in the 2nd inning.
Well, he's the boss. He's going to pick whoever he wants, and he knows Larry wants to come in. And Larry wants to pitch.
Sherry made Alston's gamble pay off as he completely shut the Braves down.
He knew he could do it, and he wanted to do it, and he did it.
And then Johnny Roseboro homered, and the Dodgers ended up with an improbable 3-2 victory.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. From Elder to Johnson. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0, the 1-0. One hopper over to Ozzie. He'll flip it to Olsen. One up, one down. Elder, 89 pitches, so they're probably trying to get him through this inning, then he'll be done. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. He's down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Kicks and fires. Right there at the knees, 1-1. 1-1 count. Flips it, swing, chops it foul, 1-2. Braves trailed by 5. They trailed by 6 last night and came back and won the game. Trailed by 4 last night, 6-2. Came back and won, scoring 6, making an 8-6 your final. The 1-2. Down in the dirt, 2-2. 2-2 count. Elder, 93 pitches. Inside. Full count. Full count to Myers. Scored the first run of the game back in the 3rd. The payoff pitch. Swing. Fouls it back. We'll do it again. The payoff. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the sinker. 2 down. Good pitch. That one was all the way in the zone till the very last second where it dipped below the knees. Two down. First pitch on the way is a slider at the knees. It's 1-0. 1-0. Misses, four-seamer, ball 2-0. If Paulie reaches, that would be Elder would be going through the lineup a fourth time, the 2-0 right there, first strike, 2-1. So you would think they would go get him, but they may leave him out there because there are 2 outs. The 2-1 count. Swing, rips it over to first, and underhanded to Elder, and he'll make the grab. He'll tag the bag, and that'll end the inning. Marlins go down 1-2-3. We'll grab the bats. The top of the order is due up when we return.
Here's to alcohol, because no good story has ever started with a salad. Cheers.
Dad?
Yep.
The fans and followers want to know why you caved with my sister.
What are you talking about?
You bet her $100 to quit vaping for 2 weeks, then you found out she cheated with Zippix sticks, and you paid her anyways.
Did you know the bet before we did it?
Yes.
And did any time during the bet when we set up the rules, did I say she couldn't use a nicotine stick or nicotine gum?
Well, no.
Okay, then she won, fair and square. What's the big deal?
Well, technically she won, but everyone thinks you should have stuck to your guns and not paid her at all.
Oh, so I'm supposed to tell my daughter that she cheated even when she didn't, and then you guys want me to welch on the bet so her dad, she learns the lessons that her dad welches on bets too. That's the advice of your fans and followers?
People still think you caved either way.
Well, it is really important what other people think about the way I parent.
It is?
No, not even a little bit. Get the out of here.
Back in Los Angeles for the second game, the Braves showed their championship pedigree as they knocked out Don Drysdale and took a 5-2 lead into the 9th inning. And with the unflappable Lou Burdett on the mound, the game seemed over. But then, like an echo from the past, the old boys of summer roared to life. Snyder and Hodges delivered key hits, knocking Burdett out of the game, and Ferrillo tied it with a sacrifice fly.
Gil Hodges comes in with a tying run, and the Dodgers are anything but dead.
We just got some momentum at the end.
And then, with the score tied in the 12th, they reached back one more time.
The Cinderella team of the National League, for the first time in history, a 7th-place club has come back to win the pennant the following year.
We had no business beating them.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen. Lazy fly ball to right. Lazy at bat. F9 your scorecard, one away. Cabrera is cruising right now. Braves just the one base hit. That was way back in the second inning by Michael Harris. Jerickson Profar's 0 for 1. He has drawn a walk tonight. First pitch on the way. Misses high. It's 1-0. Swing! That ball's blasted. If it's fair, she's gone. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ramalama ding dong. A solo shot. Profar, pro good. His 6th of the year.
You insane. Judge Stoll would have smoked that guy. Smoked him, I say.
That got out in a hurry. 106 miles an hour off the bat.
It's a
416 happy feet.
And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience. Not you.
Well, the Braves are on the board.
They're running out of you.
Profar will go in the dugout and drink out of that nasty shoe. And the first pitch on the way to Matt Olson is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Change up at the knees, 0-2. That was 96, and he hit it on the nose. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down on strikes, Matt Olson. Once again, 2 down. Cabrera now 6 strikeouts on the night. He's only at 74 pitches, so very likely we see him in the 7th. Drake Baldwin to the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss at the slider in on his hands. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Rocks and fires. Swing, fouls it away, 0-2. 0-2 count. Drake Baldwin 0 for 2 with the ground out to second, then a ground out to first. Halfway to the ground out cycle. The 0-2 inside 1-2. Not that it matters, but your hometown Atlanta Falcons lead 10-7 in the make-believe football game going on right now. For the 1-2 pitch is swung on, chopped over to first, and that'll end the inning. Braves put one on the board, try to get back in this. It's 5-1. We head to the top of the 7th in a fast one.
Do Irish people love being miserable all the time? Yeah, we do. It's good, clean fun. But yeah, I'll complain about your nephew who I never met and tell people what I think he should be doing with his life. I'll sit down on my chair over there for an hour and be absolutely outraged about the Germans, thinking they can steal drinking from the Irish. Positivity will only get you so far. I encourage you, sit down on front of the fire with a nice cup of tea and think about how your best friend doesn't deserve the car that he has because he does for nothing. It's good for you. We might be a bit cantankerous, but that's what allows us to go out and have a bit of crack in the evening.
As the 1959 World Series got set to open on the south side of Chicago, for the first time in 40 years, there was a feeling of joyful anticipation.
When you're in the minor leagues for 8.5 years and you come and get in the World Series your first year, I really didn't even realize how fantastic a thing it was, seeing the police escorting all the banners up and crowds, just the glamour of it all.
The decade of the 50s had been a time of great stability on and off the field. The 60s would bring explosive change across the country, but baseball would continue to provide a welcome oasis of continuity. Just like the 50s, the role of the National League's premier team would fall to the Dodgers, who were only just beginning to win in Los Angeles. They would capture 3 pennants and 2 World Series in the 60s.
The Dodgers win 2-1 and sweep the series in 4 straight. All Bedlam breaks loose on the field.
The Braves' run as a powerhouse was at an end. They would take many years to reclaim World Series glory. The team would move to Atlanta in 1966 and would not win a championship until 1995.
The team of the 90s has its world championship.
Welcome back. Dylan Dodd is on. First pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Dylan Dodd, the southpaw, on to take on the switch-hitting Xavier Edwards. Dodd, 3-pitch mix of cutter, four-seamer, and the slider. Heavy on the cutter and four-seam. He throws in the slider at just 10% to keep you honest. The 0-1. Swing. Lifts it. High into right field. Just before the warning track, Eli White will make the catch. 1 away. Got to figure Dylan Dodd's going to be in the plans of the Braves bullpen for 2026 when they break camp. Lefty-lefty matchup now. Stowers takes the first pitch, cutter at the knees. It's 0-1. Swing, chops it foul. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Steps out of the box for a second. Kicks and fires. Swing, slaps it towards left field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Slices it right in front of Profar's feet, and it's a one-out single for the Marlins. Good piece of hitting there by Stowers. Just stayed with the cutter that was bending away from him. Didn't try to do too much with it and shot it to left. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Inside, chops it foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing. Foul off his foot. It's 0-2. Double play can get Dylan Dodd out of this. Braves trail by 4 now after the solo home run by Profar. The 0-2. Brings it in the dirt. Did that get him? Hit something. Yeah, it hit him in the foot. He'll head on down to first. So he'll get bailed out by hit by pitch. He definitely had no clue in that at bat, but he'll stick that toe out there and head on down to first. Just got him in the nubby. So he'll cruise on down to first and second and one out. First pitch on the way is cutter inside. Lefty-righty matchup. It's 1-0. Cutter down below the knees. 2-0. 2-0 count. Brings it up top, 2-1. Looking for that double play ball, but he's not much of a double play pitcher. He's more of a fly ball, strike him out guy these days, but he could pull that string on the chains. The 2-1 swing and a miss, 94, 2-2. When he was a starter with the Braves, he was a 4-pitch pitcher. He's essentially gotten rid of one of the pitches to condense his delivery. The 2-2. Oh, looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry on the inner track. 2 down. Got him right there, 95 at the knees. Two on, 2 out now. First pitch, 87, cutter on the outer track. It's 0-1. Lopez 1 for 3 with the single in the 5th. Chopper back over the head of Dodd. Ozzie will backhand it, step on second, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves keep it right there. It's 5-1. We'll get up and stretch, Braves country. Be back in a flash. Braves grab the bats. Bottom of 7th we go.
the season's finally here, and the players...
Hey, football fans, you ready for the gridiron? Thursday and Friday mornings, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be talking college and NFL football, the point spreads, fantasy football advice, and more. Want to catch it live? Become a Country Club member today here on Braves Country Radio. We'll make the replay available to the... Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is right there for a strike. It's 0-1, changeup on the inside track. Ozuna, 0 for 2 on the day, the 0-1. Foul back, it's 0-2. Cabrera cruising along here. He's at 80 pitches, 6 strikeouts. He has given up the 1 run, but only 2 hits. 1 walk. The 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2. You would expect the first sign of trouble, they'll go get him with the bullpen pretty well rested. Braves did put a number on him last night, but they should be ready to roll. Both teams facing a doubleheader tomorrow, so you always have to keep that in the back of your mind on how they're going to send their arms out there. 1-2. Mrs. High has been pinched all night long. I mean, good night. 2-2. Even Ozuna got a smile out of that. He knows that was probably a strike. The 2-2. Swing. Hammers it down the line. Curveball foul. We'll do it again. Marcell Ozuna. He's batting 395 his last 2 seasons versus the Marlins. The 2-2. Swing. Pops it back foul. We'll do it again. Remember, it was in Miami where he came off the schneid in a trip to Marlins Stadium where he woke up and kind of resurrected his career. The 2-2, chops it foul, we'll do it again. Which is amazing because the Marlins, though they've had their struggles over the years, they've always had a pretty good pitching staff. The 2-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing. Dribbles it deep into the hole, but with Ozuna running, Lopez has plenty of time. 6-3, 1 down. I think that might be somewhere where if Ozuna signs a 1-year deal to kind of go back and prove that he's still Ozuna, he may go to Miami in the offseason. You never know. I do think the Braves are going to put the qualifying offer on him. First pitch on the way, chops it foul down the line. It's 0-1. That's going to scare off a lot of teams. The Braves may end up bringing him back. We'll see if they do or not. They may decide not to do it, but the 0-1 inside 1-1. You're going to have some money to play with when you get Iglesias off the contract. And a couple others, the 1-1, swing and miss, 1-2. And they'll be able to go over the salary tax next year without the huge fines. Marlins 5, Braves 1. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. Chase one well in the dirt. It's that curveball. That wasn't a great curveball. He just went swinging no matter what. I seriously doubt that's going to be the case, Iron Lung. I think the baseball fan has more class. 2 up, 2 down. Bottom of the 7th. First pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it straight back. Ozzie Albies. It's 0-1. And maybe I'm wrong reading those comments. The 0-1. Cabrera comes set. Outside wide, curveball, 1-1. He's got to be at the end of his rope. He'll be about to throw his 93rd pitch. It's also his 7th inning. 1-1 pitch, outside wide, 2-1. They used to not even take that in consideration when they first started paying attention to pitch counts. And I always asked that when I was younger. I was like, they count the pitches, but they don't pay attention to the 8 to 10 that they throw in between innings. The 2-1 chops it foul down the line, 2-2. They finally started paying attention to that. They just refer to them as up downs as the standard 8 pitches that they throw, but they never cared about that before. The 2-2. Change up, bangs it off the plate. We'll do it again. Ozzie trying to stay alive here. Cabrera at 95 pitches. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ozzie Albies down on strikes, and Cabrera 8 strikeouts. We're through 7. We'll go to the 8th inning, and you know what that means in Braves country.
106 miles from Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It's happy hour.
When wins become losses
And losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? Yeah? Yeah, I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
Okay.
Get it!
Have dinner, buddy.
I put my pants on, one leg at a time. Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is no...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Everybody drink a beer. Salute.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. Pretty soon we're going to be calling this country.
Yeah. I'm meeting the Lord. You gotta understand it. We're on a mission from God.
Welcome back, Braves country. Top of the 8th we go. Happy hour. First pitch on the way is a cutter right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Happy hour. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 count. We won't hold against you, Jose. You're a Marlins fan. You probably don't even watch the game. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Dylan Dodd rocking and rolling. 1 away. One up, one down. Derek Hill will come to the plate. Hill pinch hitting for Johnston. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Yeah, no, Yuri got pounded. He gave up 5 earned runs. The 0-1. But he's got good stuff in him. There's no way around it. The Braves just have his number. I did the first game that he ever played in Atlanta. When he plays in Atlanta, it's his own house of horrors. We talked about it last night as the 0-1 swing and miss it too. You could tell he starts shaking when he comes into the stadium. And I think it all comes back from when he was a rookie. The 0-2 count in the dirt, 1-2. He didn't even make it out of the first inning. We talked about it last night, but he was being lauded by everybody as the next big thing, and he came into Atlanta against that vaunted 23 offense, and he got one out and gave up 7 earned. The 1-2, high and out of the zone, 2-2. And it wasn't even a lot of home runs. It was just hit after hit after hit. Why I really remember is because I just picked him up in fantasy baseball and he lost me the game because it was a Sunday. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Dylan Dodd, 2 down. You always remember those. You're like, man, I just picked up that guy and he sucks. And then you drop him and then his career takes off. 2 up, 2 down. Dylan Dodd is a perfect example of a guy that came up and could not, and he couldn't find himself. Every time he came to the majors, he was getting thwacked. They put him in the bullpen, and he has been outstanding. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball off the plate. It's 1-0. You can build a left-handed side of that bullpen next year with him, Dylan Lee, the 1-0. Swing, lifts it, high into center field. Harris going back on the track, giving it a ride, but it'll die in the glove of Michael Harris, and that'll end the inning. 75% of the world is covered by water. The rest by Michael the Hawk Harris.
Hey, does anybody else feel angry as hell whenever somebody's in the kitchen at the same time as you? Or is it just me?
This is the absolute chaotic career of Doc Ellis. He once pitched a no-hitter under the influence of LSD. In 1971, he finished 4th in Cy Young voting after finishing with a 19-9 record and a 3.06 ERA. During a game in 1974, he attempted to hit every batter in the Reds lineup and would only make it through 4 of them before the manager pulled him from the game. That same year, he won 8 consecutive games in 9 out of 10, pitching 7 complete games in that 10-game stretch. He admitted that wearing curlers produced sweat on his hair that he used to throw a modified version of the spitball. During the 1975 season, he was asked to pitch out of the bullpen. He refused not once, not twice, but 3 times before they suspended him for 1 game. After joining the Yankees in 1976, he won Comeback Player of the Year, winning 17 games, which was good for 8th in the American League. While pitching for the Oakland A's, he was asked to keep charts. Instead, he set them on fire inside the clubhouse, which in turn set off the sprinklers. All in all, Doc Ellis had a pretty great career, hitting double digits in wins in 8 of his 12 seasons. Not only that, he finished with a very respectable 3.46 ERA. Although his career had its ups and downs, I think it's safe to say he had a pretty successful career and shouldn't be just remembered for 1 no-hit.
1967. It was a tumultuous year and a decade of change. In the grip of often unsettling social unrest, America would see outbreaks of violence and eruptions of youthful rebellion.
1967 was one of the most unique years in American history, with everything was going on, a civil rights movement, a hippie movement, free love, tremendous unhappiness at the Vietnam War.
But despite all the turmoil, there was still baseball to be played, and for the players, playing the game was as important as ever.
Go back to any of the wars, any of the economies. It's a place where people can go and simply relax and to forget all their troubles and just concentrate on an afternoon of entertainment.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. They're going to send Cabrera back out there. I'm a little surprised they don't go to the pen. He's about to hit 100 pitches. The 0-1. Check swing. 0-2. This could have a lot to do with the fact that there is a doubleheader tomorrow. They want to try to save that pen. 0-2 count. Down and in. 1-2. The 1-2. Misses 2-2. 2-2 count. Braves are at the bottom of the order, so maybe that's what they're thinking is they can get him through 8 and then put the closer out there. They'll use 2 pitchers as the 2-2 caught looking strike 3. Eli White had the best seat in the house for that one away. He hasn't even gotten his uniform dirty today. That's unlike Eli White. Normally by now he's slid all over the place. Maybe he's got a big date after the game. He doesn't want to do too much excitement. First pitch on the way is a changeup at the knees to Nacho Alvarez. It's 0-1. Nacho 0 for 2. Fly out, a line out. Batting just .214 on the year. The 0-1. Bangs it foul, 0-2. No home runs, no RBI, and a .566 OPS. Standing on deck is Sean Murphy. He'll bat for Nick Allen. The 0-2. Inside, caught looking, strike 3. 10 strikeouts on the day for Cabrera. Edward Cabrera. Looking to get through the 8th inning here. He's at 10 strikeouts. The only run he gave up was a solo shot. It was smoked towards the chop house by Jurickson Profar. He stands on deck. Sean Murphy, the batter, first pitch on the way is a curveball off the edge. It's 1-0. Expect Sean Murphy to get the start tomorrow afternoon, and then Baldwin the start tomorrow night. 1-0, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. We're also expecting Herschel Waldrop to grab the ball tomorrow, and I guess it'll be the day game is what they're saying now. 1-1, below the knees, 2-1. And if that's the case, it makes a lot of sense because you want Murphy to be out there with the rookie on the bump. The 1-2, inside 2-2. That should be a fun one. He looked really good against the Reds last Sunday. He'll be coming back up from AAA once again. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Edward Cabrera, also known as Yuri Perez, has 11 strikeouts on the night. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 9th we go. Braves trying to rally.
You ever get somebody slide in your inbox and you think to yourself, I know I am not this damn ugly? Ain't no way.
Let me tell you about the perfect day. Perfect day is this. You wake up, you come to the beach, you get the chair, you drink the drinks, you read the books, you put on Jimmy Buffett radio, you get in the water, you come back to the chair, you drink the drinks, you read the books, you go up midday to have a turkey sandwich with Cheez-Its, you come back to the chair, you drink the drinks, you read the books, you spend the rest of the afternoon fantasizing about what seafood restaurant you're going to eat at that night. That is the perfect day.
I caught myself because I was shaving without water. And why was there no water? Because I had to move your chair, which gouges the floor, which made me call for Joe, who found bad pipes, which called for Cecil, who ate the cat that killed the rat that lived in the house that
I either blow $800 in 3 days or stretch out $2 in 4 weeks. There ain't no in between.
1967. Baseball fans would have witnessed one of the most dramatic seasons in memory. But at the start, the game was in a serious state of flux. In the American League, the New York Yankees, who had won the first 5 pennants of the 1960s, had fallen on hard times and had finished in last place in '66. The Bronx Bombers were supplanted at the top of the league by the pitching-rich Baltimore Orioles. In their World Series matchup against the Dodgers, the Birds only gave up 2 runs in a stunning 4-game sweep.
And the Orioles are the new world champions.
But repeating in '67 was not going to be easy for the Orioles, as a group of hungry teams was vying for their crown. The Detroit Tigers were a club that people were starting to fear, while the Chicago White Sox were coming off 16 consecutive winning seasons without a title. But Baltimore's toughest competition was expected to come from Minnesota. The Twins had captured the '65 pennant and were looking forward to reclaiming their place at the top of
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Join the country club today. Well, Dylan Dodd's going to go back out there for another inning of work. They're going to wear his ass out. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike. It's 0-1. I think you can see where this is going. They're going to wear him out, and then he's going to be sent back down to AAA. Is the 0-1, 95 up top, 1-1 because of the doubleheader tomorrow, or it gives them the option to if they want to. The 1-1, down and away, 2-1. If he pitches this 3rd inning now, He won't pitch again this weekend. So you give him a full reset before you bring him back up in about a week or so. 2-1 count. Outside wide, 3-1. Marlins 5, Braves 1. Brings it up top for a strike. Full count. Tomorrow's matchup, the early game, they haven't announced a starter for either game. It's the night game that was announced, but it's probably going to be manipulated is what they're saying. Because the night game, it's Sandy Alcantara and Fetty, but it looks like as the payoff pitch, swing, fouls it away, do it again. So that may stand as the night game, which means the Marlins will call someone up versus Waldron. Payoff pitch, swing, lifts it in the center. Drifting back, making the easy backpedaling catches. Michael Harris II, one away. And then Sunday, Cal Quantrell versus Joey Wentz. So to win this series, you needed to split one of the games between tonight and last night, and that's what the Braves have done so far. And then tomorrow, you could easily get that split, and it's, as the first pitch on the way is a cutter to Edwards, that's roasted through the hole, in for a base hit. 1 on, 1 out. Sunday, I would give a slight advantage to Joey Wentz and the Braves, but Cal Quantrell is capable of throwing a good game from time to time. He's pretty much just a journeyman. And Joey Wentz has pitched much better since he's come to Atlanta, but Wentz had a bad outing his last time out, so you just never know. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to Stowers right there. First strike. It's 0-1. The out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. Yankees and Astros are tied at 2 in the Bronx in the 7th inning. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball. It's 0-2. Angels lead the Tigers 5-3 in Detroit, Michigan. Skubal was on the mound tonight, and Hendrick for the Angels. Nobody had that. Guardians continue to play good baseball. They're up 9-1 on the White Sox. They are right on the outside looking in of the last spot of the American League wild card, just behind the Yankees. Phillies 4-1 over the Rangers in Texas. The 0-2 misses high, 1-2. They're in the 4th inning. In the 4th inning, the Royals and Twins are in Minneapolis at 7-1 Twins. They're in the bottom of the 5th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the Brewers and Mets are tied at 2. One of the best rivalries in baseball, Cubs and Cardinals, is the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the high heat on the outer edge, 2 away. Cardinals lead the Cubs in St. Louis, 1-0 in the 4th. Dylan Dodd, his 4th strikeout in 2 2/3. Later on tonight, the Red Sox are at the Padres, Rockies are at the Diamondbacks, Blue Jays, as the first pitch swinging by Ramirez. He'll lay a fly ball into the glove of Profar, and that'll end the inning. We'll grab the bats, top of the order in the 9th inning. Time to walk off the fish here on a Friday night fish fry.
Stop eating so much cheese. This is how much cheese you're allowed to eat, according to health insurance provider Bupa. So get your small matchbox out and measure it, you big whale. Does this look like a normal amount of cheese to eat? Wrong, you're gonna die. No health insurance for you. I'm just about to tuck into my normal amount of pasta. You're dead. You're only supposed to have 3 spoons. Hopefully you enjoy heaven, you fat. Next time I'm having a night of romance, I'm gonna tell her, It's not small. That's the recommended serving size. And if you're not satisfied with it, you may ring Bupa and check your facts. Now leave. I'm not in the mood anymore. And take this small box of matches with you for future reference.
Bob was the intimidator, not the intimidatee.
Gibson delivers.
You know, there are a lot of guys that want to win, okay, in life. They want to be winners. That wasn't the case with Gibson. Gibson despised losing. And when he went to the mound, you weren't going to beat him.
In each year that the Dodgers had won the pennant, Koufax had won the Cy Young Award and pitching's Triple Crown.
Sandy Koufax gets his second consecutive shutout of the Twins.
You look good, Sandy. You the greatest, baby.
Koufax's dominating performances had carried the Dodgers to glory, but Sandy had paid a heavy price for that success, as he often pitched through excruciating elbow pain. Finally, after the '66 World Series, he decided that he could no longer endure the agony. With Koufax abdicating his throne as the king of the hill, Bob Gibson of the St. Louis Cardinals was one of the pitchers most able to succeed Sandy. The intimidating right-hander was a dominating presence on the mound who beat teams with his arm and his attitude.
Welcome back. Calvin Faucher comes in to try to close this one out. Right-hander. Braves trail by 4. I wonder how much longer the Marlins will be in Miami. I'd give it about 5 years. Montreal, probably. Righty-lefty matchup. Profar stands in. First pitch on the way is a cutter down below the knees. It's 1-0. Profar 1 for 2 with the walk. A solo shot, a stolen base. Down and in. Cutter misses. 2-0. At this point, you're happy to see anybody but Cabrera. Two-0 count. Right there at the knees. 2-1. The 2-1. Outside wide for a strike, 2-2. Braves trail by 4. Bottom of the 9th inning. Swing. Chops it foul, 2-2. The 2-2 lifts it into left field. F7 of your scorecard, 1 away. Matt Olson, your batter. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way is outside wide, curveball. 1-0. Four-seam fastball. 2-0. Clean this screen up. They're supposed to reset that, but they do not. The 2-0. Swing, chops it over to first, and G3 in your scorecard, 2 down. Drake Baldwin Braves down to the last out. First pitch on the way is a curveball down and away. It's 1-0. Same two teams back at it tomorrow. It's going to be a doubleheader, 1:15 first pitch, the 1-0, outside wide, 2-0. Hurston Waldrop is expected to grab the ball, and then the night game, it'll be Alcantara versus Fetty as they have it listed now. That could change. The 2-0, 93, and he continues to pinch. I mean, I got to be honest, that's a strike. With a 5-1 game with 2 outs, that ball is laying right in the zone. He's still pinching the pitchers. The 3-0 in the dirt. Ball 4, and he'll head on down to first.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Rules the Drake.
The Drake is good.
First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is sliced down the line, foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch just below the knees. Voucher was walking off the mound. That one did miss, but he must not have been watching the game. If 100% of the ball is not in the zone, you're just not getting the call. It's crazy. The 1-2. Swing, lifts it. Lazy fly ball to center. That should do it, and it will. Marlins tied the series up 1 game apiece. We'll be back at it tomorrow night. And tomorrow day, a doubleheader. Levon Hernandez, Edwin Cabrera will get the win. 8 innings, 11 strikeouts, a walk, 2 hits. He was just a nasty customer tonight. Tomorrow, though, we got Hurston Waldrop. Oh, yeah, and we also have Eric Fetty. We better win game 1. We'll see you tomorrow night, Braves Country. Appreciate everybody in the chat, and it was good seeing you in there, Jose. We're just giving you a hard time. We'll see you next time. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell, It rumbled through the valley. It rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.